Isn't it great?
Oh, all right. I'm gonna not gonna do stair anymore. I think I'm gonna break your wheel if I keep doing that.
Phew!
Oh my God!
Bottomed out hard.
Sheesh.
Okay.
Lean into it.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, clonk.
That's. How'd you like the pads? The stock pads, which I tend to not like.
Ah, yes. They're actually not too bad for stock pads. My acceleration is good, braking is good. There's no lock-in for your feet. But are you really gonna jump with this wheel? I don't know, but
120 pounds? Come on, it's not that much. You can do it.
yeah, I'm not sure.
You just have to put your legs into it,
right?
and then you can take off.
So, but it would be nice to be a little bit more locked in. I'm actually I've never been a locked in guy, but lately I've been kind of craving a little bit more locked in feeling.
I'm all about the lock in, man. Like I like the heel lock in. If I don't get it, like it makes me feel really weird.
Yeah, you New Yorkers love to be locked in, and your speed.
Yeah, it's how you can really, really accelerate.
This thing, it bottoms out pretty easily, but to be fair, I didn't pump the suspension up, and I don't know if Albert, who set this thing up, did either. So.
It looks relatively cushy.
Yeah, it's very cushy, but I don't know if we pumped it up enough. Well,
it's amazing how that enormous, giant, like, monster tire looks tiny in that wheel.
I know, it looks so thin. I think it's a bit of an optical illusion, but...
Very much so. I mean, it's the same tire on the Monster. On the Monster, it look huge.
I quite like the tire. I think it's also the same as the Abrams, is it not?
Abram? No, I think the Abram has a slightly different tire. It's the same size.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that is supposed to be the largest motor that Gotway has ever produced at 4,500 watt. Does it actually feel like it's more powerful than what's on the Master, or it's about the same?
I mean, because the wheel is so heavy, I don't know. It doesn't feel crazy powerful, but then again, Adam just got it up to 90 kilometers an hour the other day, so...
He got it up to what?
90 kilometers an hour.
90 kilometers?
Which is, wait, what, 55 miles, I think?
That would mean he was breaking the speed limit. That wouldn't be right.
It beeped at him at 87, I think.
87?
Yes, yes.
87 beep? That's kind of like not really that fast.
Luckily, when you're riding it, it doesn't feel insanely heavy. It's actually quite maneuverable, and...
As long as I have enough power. Weight isn't an issue as long as there's enough power to offset it. That's always the rub.
You know what? The heavy wheel feels decent. I'm not complaining. It feels pretty good. So, if you go to the right here, there's a little single track you can do along the beach. It's my favorite thing to do. So, right up here, and then up here, and then here. You. All right, look at this trail on the beautiful beach, English Bay. Oh, that did not sound good. Oh no, it did it again. It did it again. There we go. The handle keeps going up every time I hit a big bump. I definitely bottomed out the suspension there again, but it's still going. You know, feeling good. It's a good time. By the way, this is October in Vancouver. Not normal, a little hazy because it's been, we have had some forest fires. But it's 23 degrees Celsius. What is that, like 74 Fahrenheit? And it is the best time in Vancouver right now. It's never this sunny, never this warm in October. Sean, I was just saying that you came at a good time because it's never this sunny.
Really?
Or warm in Vancouver in October like this, so...
You should have just lie to me and tell me that it's always this nice, sunny and beautiful.
So you move here?
Right. I still think like the S22 have the best like suspension so far.
Yeah, it's unbeatable in my opinion. And I've seen Lukas grow so much. Lukas is so biased now, though. He only will ride the S22.
Really?
He rides a T4 to try it. He rides the Master to try it. He'll ride this to try it. But just the S22 unlocks so many different riding styles. You can go down any stair, any drop, and it's just so much confidence.
It just has a lot more stability. Like it just cushions better. Like
Yeah.
it's not just the bounce. It actually like, you know, dampens the hit.
It's that big spring coil, and I think it works. They really knocked it out of the park there. Now, if they could fix their BMS issues and motor issues, we'll be all set.
Sub-in Lukas here. Sub-in Lukas. Second leg of the interview with Hsiang, the man. As you can see, he's riding the big old baby. The big baby bruiser, the Master Pro, and catch up to him so I can get his vibe. Sean, initial thoughts?
It's goddamn heavy.
Yep.
That was my first.
Yeah.
It's like a freaking battleship. Like you're like riding an elephant.
Like riding an elephant. Damn. He's off. He's off. Try and keep up to him for the video. He's wobbling.
That is not good.
All right.
That is
Acceleration.
acceleration is there. It's hard to tell without like a better pad setup because I can't really grab onto the wheel. But
Yep.
I'm like worried about how high this pedal is, man. It's like it's really high. And when I start to like accelerate and get faster, the wheels start to oscillate.
Yep.
And like,
Share your axle theory with the people.
yeah. So this is my theory that if the axle is if the pedal is taller than the axle, it's at the same level as the axle or taller, it makes the wheel substantially less stable as compared to even if you're just a little bit below the axle.
Just an inch.
Just a little bit, because you know, like instead of like kind of a lever action working against like where if you imagine the axle is kind of the fulcrum point, and if you're on the other side of it, it's kind of a lever, you know, you're offsetting against it.
Yep.
But if you're above it, now like you're really like you're moving along with whatever, you know, tilt angle the wheel has.
Yep.
So like it makes a big difference, I think, because like when I rode the Master, which is just above the axle, like, you know, people would say like it's when you stand on it, it drops a little bit, so you're at like axle or maybe even slightly below. But to me, it doesn't. Like when you start riding, when you lean
Right
in
here.
and you pull some of your weight off the wheel as you accelerate, like you start to like rise.
Yep.
So I think like that, like it makes a difference, man. Like all I know is like with this kind of setup, it doesn't, and it's not supposed to. Like a larger wheel is supposed to be more stable, but something is off.
I totally agree. I had the same experience on the Master, and I thought, oh, maybe, you know, I'm sure with more miles on it, you'd get used to it, but I just, I didn't feel that comfort, you know? I didn't like the comfort, not as far as cushiness of suspension, but just like feeling comfortable kind of accelerating and braking like I do on the, say, the Sherman or the S22.
And like like I don't know if it's the suspension needs further adjustment, but right now it doesn't feel like it's handling the weight.
It's definitely
like
pretty soft for
yeah,
sure.
it's like it's a little bit clunky right now.
We were finding that the suspension, as we had it, was a little soft.
It's really soft.
It's really soft.
It's a lot soft.
It's a lot of soft. So we're gonna pump it up, see what it's at. We didn't check before we left. We thought we had pumped it up before when we were first setting it up, but we're gonna take a look at what the suspension setup.
We gotta pump it out. Like we hop a curb that was that tall and it buns out.
Yeah.
Like it was like, yeah.
Unacceptable. Sean, you just ripped off a 3 set.
What was that?
He just ripped off that 3 set to flat. I heard a big clunk. How was that?
I hope I didn't break it nothing.
How does it feel?
It feels like I broke it something. It was definitely a rough hit.
That was a rough shot for sure. Praying for you, buddy. Oh, I love this section so much. All right, so lucky me, I just get, I think it's 7 years of good luck. I just got shat upon, as you can see here. So, yeah, prosperous times ahead for me and my family. Very excited.
So Lukas just does something really silly.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of egged him on, but I'm like, hey, Lukas, you've been good at stair sets. Why don't you do this one here? So he does it,
I feel like
and you know what? He was going down great, and then all of a sudden, see how it narrows closer to the end? I don't.
Not only does it narrow, it gets steeper. Like it gets steeper, and the spacing of the stair
yeah.
I didn't notice
gets
that
like
part.
changes.
It's a double.
Yeah,
So-
like so you get air that last portion basically.
Yeah,
yeah, you got air and then you went into the bleacher.
I landed after the air and kind of went a little sideways, but then I looked where I didn't want to go. And it's funny because we're gonna have video of me later. Earlier, I got pooped on,
Oh, you did.
and I was like,
Oh my
In the
god.
video, I'm like, I made it on the Insta, so you'll see it. You didn't see it. I didn't film the crash. Exactly. So I didn't film the crash, but I was like, oh guys, look. So I just was shat upon, and so now I think that's 7 years of good luck for me and my family. And then right once I turned the recording off, I'm like, wouldn't that be funny if I crashed later in this video? I crashed and
It broke.
I broke the wheel.
MJ is dead.
MJ is dead.
All right, we're continuing on without Lukas here. What are you gonna do? You know. So Sean, you've had a minute on that thing now. Anything that you can talk about the Master Pro that we haven't mentioned earlier?
Let's see. It feels like a school bus, but it does have a lot of power. I like that. Like it, you know, despite the weight, it doesn't feel lumbering. Like if you lean on it, you can get up and fast real quick.
Yeah, it almost feels like it has unlimited power, but I haven't taken it to the tip yet.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Like that's the thing that I haven't done. I haven't gotten it up fast just yet to see how it handles, but it feels, initially it was a little bit squirrely, but now it feels pretty stable. Like the suspension is the only kind of mark against it. I like the 22-inch wheel. I love my Munster, and I always wanted more power, and this is a 22-inch wheel with more power.
It's
So
everything that the community's kind of been asking for in a way.
it is exactly what I've been asking for a longest time. The high pedal, I'm still kind of a little bit not sure about it. Like I think I would like the pedal to be much lower if I can. Like
Yeah.
right now, the high position really makes the wheel feel not stable. So
Yeah, I get that.
I do think that maybe I can get used to it. I don't know. So I think I can get used to it, but I still prefer it if it could be lowered.
Yeah, lower center of gravity is always nice.
Yeah. I think like they could make it lower, and they should. Like there's no reason why they can't make the hanger a little bit lower, and that will always improve stability. And I don't think you need as much clearance because it's not a wheel meant for off-road. Like at least not in its current configuration. The stock tire definitely feel a little bit not gripping enough. I can feel the wheel slipped on a few occasions in the dirt. It's very heavy, so it has a lot of momentum. So if you're cornering with it, you need a hell of a lot of grip to get it to stay. So, and if it slips, it's not a fun thing.
Yeah, I feel you there. If you want to do off-road, you almost need an off-road specific tire.
Yeah.
This is a decent hybrid tire, but it's not enough for the...
But I also don't think like this is not a wheel that people are going to really like. If you're going to do off-road, this is not the wheel for you.
No.
It's too heavy. It's not maneuverable enough. Like I kind of don't like. I don't see it as being good. Like I'm trying to, before I was riding through the grass, and it was actually surprisingly good for that. Like the ground was like very uneven, and the larger tire ate right through that, and that was fine. Like it was very comfortable, very stable, even though the ground was super rough. But that's not really the typical off-road experience. Like if you're doing trail riding, you're doing, you're twisting and turning. You want something that's very maneuverable, and this is not that. This is
like a long-distance cruiser.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's a great wheel. It's a wheel that you could. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like cities to cities. Like you go from Vancouver to Whistler, no problem, with one charge. It's the first wheel that can probably do that. I've done it on the Sherman, but I stopped and fast charged in Squamish.
I mean, Marty is going to get this wheel.
Oh, Marty's definitely going to get this wheel.
Obviously, 4,800 watt, like this thing, like this, it could be a toaster that have 4,800 watt hour battery. He's going to get it.
Have you ever ridden with Marty?
I have not, actually.
Oh, you got to do it. He'll take you up to the California mountains, and it's an experience. He's not the fastest rider, but we all know that, right?
Marty, he's calling you slow. You going to take that?
I love it. So, Sean.
Yeah?
You were pushing it pretty quick there. When did you get it to?
I don't know. Like, I don't know how fast the car was. Like 80 kilometer an hour was the speed limit.
Yes, you were going around the same speed as the car?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably going around 80. And you didn't look like you were hard accelerating either. You were just...
No, like, so the wheel has enough power to do it. It has enough power to accelerate and to get that fast. But the problem is that, like, I really think, like, the geometry of the pedal is not good.
First things first, we're going to get our live reaction of Sean's...
First of all, what the heck is Sean doing here?
Yeah, right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, he messaged us a couple days ago.
I woke up on the wrong side of the country.
The continent.
Right, the continent, exactly. And also, I think the reason why I'm here is kind of obvious. You know, I naturally gravitate towards where all the wheel is, and there just happened to be a lot of it here, so I'm like, I have to be there. So
Your Napoleonic EUC instinct, you're like, go north, young man.
There was a whispering in my dream, and I was like, I have to head west. Right.
I love it. All right, this cookie. Sorry, I'm thinking crunching on camera. I'm gonna stop. Anyway,
exactly.
Okay.
Let's get before we get to the wheel talk and the review.
Donut reaction time.
Mellow Donuts. We got one for you. We've been hyping it up to our channel.
Yep. Oh, very quickly before, so our last video, we said, we were talking about Mellow, we were talking about how good baked goods are and the stuff we like to give away. We said, let's give away some more baked goods to somebody. We said, shout out in the comments your favorite baked good place in your city. And I found no more fitting response than The Bounce Life, who actually just got into riding, just bought a T4 a few days ago. First uni, can't wait. Super excited for you. Coming from the one wheel, love a convert. He says, they say, The Bounce Life, I don't know if it's a man or a woman or them, whatever. You have to try out Levain Bakery here in New York City. So it is amazing. The Bounce Life, email hello@evs.com.
Bradley at
or
evs.com.
Bradley,
Yeah.
Bradley at evs.com, and we will get you something sent over, my
And
friend.
some swag.
Some swag.
there
And now, to continue our baked good portion of the review video.
This is the first video we probably had where we talked for like 10 minutes
About baked
before we
goods.
to talk about anything about wheels.
But
hey,
it's engaging content, and
Yes.
as Mr. Beast would say, the drop-off should be low. We might be fast-forward through. Who cares?
Oh, come on,
We're here
this
for
is
it.
the fun part.
This is it.
that's
EUCs are
what, if anyone watches our videos, they know that we like to digress.
rambling, man. All right, here we go. Live. Lemon curd,
All right.
It's gonna be
Korean-style
messy, so
cream-filled
watch your
donut.
pants.
I'm not baking too sweet, but there is a lot of really good. It's
quite sweet.
You know, there's a lot of.
It is quite sweet.
What I like about this one, it's the
Bakery
lemon
place in New
custard,
York.
so the lemon kind of takes away the sweetness a little bit.
Yeah, I should
pull
take
it out so they
out
see it.
so
Oh
people can
yeah.
actually see it.
I'm kind of regretting getting a cookie now, to be honest.
Look at this.
Oh.
It's like just like oozing out. It looked very promising, and this is like I do. All right. It is very sweet.
It's a sweet donut.
He doesn't like sweet.
It's very fluffy. I like it.
Yep.
Let's see. I give it like I'm a tough rater, so.
All right, I can appreciate that.
From New York.
actually.
I give it a 6 out of 10.
Oh.
All right, all right.
Oh, sorry, Mello. He's not into
I need
sweets.
to know what donuts he's comparing it to. Just
And I mean,
so
he's not
can-
into maybe Levain Bakery in New York City,
Yeah.
which we'll find out
Yeah.
soon
I
enough.
mean, New York, there's a lot of really weird things. There's like the Corona that was like a huge thing for the longest time.
We got them here now. It's made their way up north.
And I feel like there's probably some new, like whatever cool, like sweet that.
But you're not into sweets, so you wouldn't know. I don't know
Hey,
why we...
what's his Bomb Life? What was his name?
Bong Life?
No,
the Bounce Life.
The guy that won the
The
donut.
Bounce Life. The guy or girl.
Or guy, or girl.
The Bounce Life.
You better tell us what you think of the donut. In a,
We'd like a review video.
Yeah.
And we will post it.
we would actually post it in our next
It's
video.
pretty
We've
good.
done it before.
Maybe I just need to acclimate to this donut.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
not,
say maybe
you
a
know,
couple more bites, you might amend your 6 out of 10 rating here, because
Exactly.
I'm pretty offended, to be honest.
Maybe I have to raise it a little bit. It is very, it's pretty moist.
How's that brioche bread
Oh.
treating you?
Dude, I'd be happy with this donut if it didn't have any filling, to be honest. I just want the
Pure
bun
bread
with the sugar
with
on
a little
top.
sugar on top.
It doesn't, it's not excessively filled, which is actually pretty good.
Right.
Like, I agree with you. I don't like it when there's too much
sweet.
filling.
Yeah, me neither.
So this is pretty good.
All right, so we have 25 minutes before our lessons start.
Yep.
And we really wanted to, well, we went on a ride with Hsiang here, and we took the Master Pro for the first time. It was all 3 of our first times getting on it. So we already talked about it a lot in the video that you'd probably just watch, unless we're doing this first.
We'll see.
We'll see if it's at the
Yeah.
beginning or end. Usually you put them at the beginning, but maybe this will be at the end. But just to summarize, the wheel is a tank. It is massive. It's like a Abrams Monster Pro
Love
with
child.
suspension, but even more heavy and more battery. Like the battery on it is insane. It really is going to be a wheel for people like Marty or the EFAM crew that love to tour. If you really want to truly ride from Vancouver to Whistler on one charge,
Yep.
you're going to be able to do it with this wheel.
It is so far probably the ultimate grand tourer. You get the size to comfortably sit down. The suspension, which we'll probably get into, still not amazing. If you're doing ripping trails and dropping stairs and doing technical stuff on this,
That's not that type of wheel, though.
It's not
this
that
wheel
type
is a
of wheel.
tour, so you
Yeah.
don't really need to be able to go off giant drops and stair sets, which
Yeah.
we did. It was fun. But it sounds like it was going to break every time we went over.
I
down
thought
the
it did
stairs.
break multiple times, but
First of all, you have to explain. So you said Vancouver to Whistler. How far is that? Because many people probably don't know what that distance
Yeah, I
is.
think it's about 145 kilometers. And I'm gonna have a little asterisk here in case I mess that up, and then we'll have the conversion as well. So, but yeah, it's decent. I mean, I did it on the Sherman, but I charged for about 45 minutes or an hour in Squamish, which is the halfway point.
Yes.
But I made it with decent amount of battery left on the Sherman. But this is one wheel that you won't need to charge. You could go straight there. I want to say we have been getting quite frustrated with Begode and the other manufacturers, all the manufacturers really, because it seems like as they release new wheels, they get less and less reliable, and it's been quite frustrating. So we at EVs now decided to only order a very limited first batch wheels. And when you order on our website, this hasn't happened yet, but it's going to be integrated soon, you'll be notified in a big red text. You are ordering a first batch wheel. There could be issues. Might take a little bit longer than normal to fix because often they don't have parts for first batch wheels right off the bat. So that way you're very well aware of it. And then our second batch, we'll order many, many more. So if you're one of those people that you're just like a early adopter and you really want to ride a new wheel that's brand new and have it before anyone else, by all means, order it. Know that there's risks involved. But for everyone else, we really want these things to become mainstream. And I feel like they're not going to become mainstream if they continue to be unreliable.
Preach,
Yeah.
preach,
That-
brother.
This is the problem. I mean, so like that's the plus and minus, right? Especially when it comes to Begode. And this is the thing that everyone like who has been riding a EUC for a while all knew about Begode. And like it's like they're very good about like coming up with new ideas and experimenting. But the problem is that that experimentation kind of carry all the way through, and there's kind of negative associated, which is like, you know, reliability, consistency, and all of that things. And it's just like, the good thing is that if you really look at their lineup, like they came out with like 7 new wheels in the last few months. They completely revamped their entire lineup. Like every other companies release 1 wheel a year. They're just like, okay, everything is going to be different now. Like they basically remake every single wheel. Like they figure out that, you know, everyone loved the Master, so they use that as a template, and they came out with like all these different variations of battery size, wheel size, and all of that, which is great. Now all the people who want a smaller wheel, there's the T4 16-inch suspension, and then, you know, people who want long distance, you know, rides, there's the 4800 watt-hour like Master Pro, and it has suspension and all of that. So that's the positive part, but the other side of that is that because they're taking the same thing, reconfiguring it, that modularity, you know, which helped with allowing them to come up with all these new models, also means that there's going to be more play, and there's going to be issues. You know, they try to make one firmware like works for all the wheels, doesn't quite work, they have to modify. There's just a lot of kind of these weirdness with their wheel. Anyone who buy, and this is why I always said, like, for anyone who starting like the very first wheel, if you want to get a Begode, be very mindful of it. Like, you have to know what you're getting yourself.
You are the beta tester.
Exactly. Like, that's what it is. You are going to get the top of the line performance. Like, no one else has been able to match what, you know, Begode come up with. Yes, you know, the Sherman is there, and it's mostly because they share the same DNA. It's the same guys behind it. So, you know, but like, just like, there's a reason why the Sherman remains so popular, because that was the one wheel that has been very consistent about reliability. And
that's why I'm so excited for the Sherman S too.
Right. So
excited for the Sherman S. Probably the most excited I've been for any wheel that's been announced in a long time. If it's anything like the Sherman, which is our most reliable wheel to date, next to the 16X and the 18XL. If you guys want a reliable wheel, 16X, 18XL, Sherman. Those are the most reliable wheels. But we really, I can't push this enough, it's in our mission statement, we really want to make these things mainstream and change the public's perception of EUCs. And we cannot do that if they don't have reliability. And like, just ease of repair, ease of a tire change.
It's interesting because like electric unicycle is really in a weird place, and I get like why companies continue to make bigger and faster and all like high performance wheel, because like the theory is this, right? It's the thing that, you know, like Elon from Tesla came up with. He was like, I'm gonna make a super high performance wheel that grab a whole lot of attention, and people are like blown away by the fact that, you know, before they would think of like an electric car as something slow and doesn't have any range. And here is like the Roadster that is crazy performance and everything, and that kind of sets, you know, the idea of electric like vehicle being something premium, something high performance and all of that. And I get that that's the idea that they're trying to hit, and, you know, changes people's perception from what an electric unicycle is, like something small, like as a toy, into something that is serious, you know, performances. But like the next step for that, you know, what, you know, Tesla did is that they made like, you know, a model that is more mass consuming, you know, consumer oriented, like the S, you know, the Model S, which is something that's very premium, very comfortable, something that is like that you would actually enjoy driving. It's not just for performance. And I think like that's the direction like electric unicycle have to move towards, because like it's right now attracting a specific segment. It's attracting people who, you know, love the speed, love the performance and all of that. But like for people outside, like they're fascinated with the idea of like, oh, this is a, you know, wheel that's, you know, goes very fast and goes, you know, very far. That's amazing. But like it doesn't actually fit in their life. It doesn't answer a need that they have in their life.
Or they get interested in it, they go on Reddit, they go on YouTube, they start Googling it and searching it, and they start seeing video after post of people saying, oh, this problem, that problem, it cut out, it has this, it has that, video of a freaking fire and all this stuff, and then they get scared out of buying. Like, whoa, okay, this technology is not where it needs to be. Maybe I'll wait a bit. We want to quell that and just make it a wheel that I can ride and just be like, it's just gonna work.
Yeah,
it's just
so
gonna
our
work.
staff are just getting here because the lessons start in 10 minutes. But anything else we want to cover before we wrap it up?
No, you're gonna have a bunch of people coming in here.
Say hi to the camera, everybody, as you walk by.
I just want to use the opportunity to thank all the guys here at like EV. This is like absolutely mind-blowing when it comes to like a shop. Like I was really amazed by the setup they had, you know, all the services they do, and like all the thoughts that went into running their businesses. And it's really super cool.
We did not pay him to say this, by the way.
Right. one donut.
Well, we did pay him a donut.
They did bribe me with a sugar donut.
Oh, and the Ryan Reynolds' favorite restaurant,
Minerva's,
yesterday. So yeah, we did some bribing, I suppose. But,
right.
You know.
But it's you know, it's really cool, and this like kind of excite me because, you know, for a long time, like I'm always worried that, you know, it's one thing to have new wheels, but it's also just as important to have a supporting network to make sure that when people have problems, that there is someone that can help provide.
Okay, we had a little oopsie boopsie. Our new fancy camera overheated, but
Now, the truth is that they were talking bad shit about all the audiences, so they had to cut that all out.
yeah, no, that's not true at all. You can't prove it.
No, it was actually gossip about all the different other YouTubers. So
Both not true.
Both
Both not true. Unsubstantiated. He was just saying it's, you know, having a support system. It's great. EV's #1, all that stuff, fantastic. But just want to finish up really quickly. If you like this content, if you like us bringing in the biggest influencers into Vancouver and into our videos, please like and subscribe. We try really, really hard to contribute to the community as best as we possibly can, and the best way you can support is, of course, shop at evs.com. Buy your next wheel and accessories from us. Much appreciated. We'll treat you like gold. But also liking, subscribing, and engaging with this content on Instagram, here, Facebook, everywhere else. The soon-to-be coming TikTok as well. Wait out for that. And watch out for our next video. It's going to be a spicy one, if you know what this is. We're going to be on EUCs trying them. If you don't know, just watch.
You have no idea what you got yourself into.
I have no idea. No, none of us have tried it. Bradley's not going to try it because he's smart.
Someone's going to just keel over while riding a wheel.
We're hoping not. But last thing, we're going to do a little giveaway. We don't know what we're going to give away, but whoever can come up with the best name for my mustache, right here, my new baby mustache. Best name in the comments below. We'll know you watched all the way to the end, or at least fast forwarded to the end, whatever. And
my name's Freddie for it. It reminds me of Freddie Mercury.
So the bar's high already, because that's a damn good name for it. Come up with the best name for my mustache, and we'll send you something cool.
It feels weird because we just said this all.
Yeah,
like a minute
literally
ago.
like exactly the same, but it was so good that, you know, we have to do it the same.
He just wanted to touch his mustache. And he was enjoying it. No.
All right.
I wanted to see it happen.
Let's go.
And with that, we will wrap things up.
That kind of felt a little bit weird.
Yeah, well, and one less chance to amend your rating from a 6 to 10, you spiteful man.
I'll give it a 6.5.
Okay, let's go.
New York City pride that I had to maintain. So.
Wow. See ya.
Off topic here, we just passed a bunch of Canadian geese. Do you guys get those in Toronto or New York?
We do, actually.
Okay.
And we call them New Yorkies. No.
Did you know, I found this out on our Amped Electric Games road trip, I found this out, that apparently a lot of the Canadian geese go down to Denver for the winter or whatever, and there's such a problem that, I kid you not, they eat them. They feed them to the homeless.
Really?
Canadian geese are shot and killed and fed to the homeless in Denver, Colorado. I thought it was a joke. Andrew and Jimmy told us this fact, and I Googled it afterward because it seemed so far-fetched. And no, it's true. They feed the Canadian geese to the homeless.
They are pretty vicious. They're
crazy.
They bite and everything.
Actually, one broke Lucas's dad's arm when Lucas was a child.
Really?
Yes, it just, the wing just went, whoa, karate chopped his arm and broke it.
I thought you were going to say they were in a bar drinking, and then Dad says something, the geese got mad, and like body slam him.
That would have been a lot more entertaining of a story, but no, I think he just karate. I think he was getting close to it and just karate chopped Lucas's dad's arm.
All I know is that I was told that Canadians were nice, but the geese had turned out not to be very nice. I was like, I don't know what happened here, but you know, they don't seem to follow the rules.
And I feel like you've had a mixed experience with Canadians. We've had a couple Karens so far today. But for the most part, would you say Canadians live up to their stereotype, or not so much?
I feel like everyone has been pretty, you know, I have been riding, you know, as hard as I like. I didn't get too many weird looks. And, you know, I gotta say, compared to a few other cities I've been to, it's definitely been it feels very free here.